Hello, welcome. This is Maniac Tim from Maniac Sports. Uh, yeah, the game. This game is a 60-minute game, and when you only can game plan and play and ball out for 30 minutes, you are not going to win the ball game. Detroit Lions did not deserve to win this game. Yes, they played against opponent offense, and yes, the defense has been looking better for a while, but that kind of stopped this game. They started out good. They started out where they knocked the ball out, created fumbles, took it up, took it down, and scored. First three possessions, they scored a touchdown that they had. That was great. But then they took their foot off the gas like they always do. And that cannot happen. That cannot happen. It can't keep going on. We cannot keep seeing this. Sure, they may not have the best team. All right. And I agree. They're still developing. This is year two. All right. There's been some talk about, am I frustrated? Am I frustrated with the ownership? Hey, yeah, what brings out the maniac in me? Yeah, when as I said before, when the Lions can only play 30 minutes in a 60-minute game. I mean, no disrespect to the Dolphins. You guys did good. That team did good. That team deserved to win. Lions had everything going for them the first half. But they let the offense of the Dolphins slowly pick away at their lead. They didn't keep it up. They didn't keep up scoring. I mean, yeah, the Dolphins have a couple of awesome receivers, and they were able to exploit the Lions' defense. But then the offense of the Detroit Lions stalled out. No points in the second half. No points at all. What the heck? What the heck is going on? I mean, this is really, really crazy. Yeah, and hey, thank you, Grand Dreiser 12. I appreciate you being on. Yeah, I seen you earlier today, of course, on the Lioness Lair in the chat. That was great. Yeah. But I was also listening to Herman Moore's um, his deal with Michael Mike and after the game, Herman Moore after the game. And what he says that your players need, the Lions needs to get these players that will go ahead and take charge and will own it and will go ahead and just bring it on. You know, you may have tier two players, but they need to rise to the occasion and become tier tier one players. Tier three players need to rise to the occasion and become tier two players. You need to, they need to just rise up, ball out, and just actually, they need to be the best team that they can be. You know, Lions cannot keep on winning. And putting it on also Brad Holmes. Brad Holmes, you need to bring in the players. And you cannot only, one thing about building in the draft, yeah, you can build and you can get a lot of the pieces in the draft. But yeah, there's been salary cap issues and stuff like that. But number one, you cannot be hiring stupid, uh, already hurt players. That can't happen. Not anymore. You just got to go ahead and just take that away and get that out of your plans because hey, having hurt players, back injuries, that's not going to work. You need healthy players that will come in instead of just going ahead and bringing in these players that needs to sit out half the damn year because they're already injured coming in. And when you're already injured, then what the heck? You're more prone to get injured again. So this is one thing that's really going on. You know, this is one thing that the Lions organization needs to change. Now, am I saying that Dan Campbell's coaching lost this game this this week and actually last week? No. Yeah, I think he did some good coaching. You know, I think Ben Johnson had some good plays during the first half. But why do you go ahead and back off in the second half? Why can't you score in the second half? I mean, that's all we needed was if we would have even had a couple more field goals. And yeah, is this on golf? It was said that Lions didn't adjust. They wanted to keep passing, got away from the run. Yeah, they did. True. Um, they they did get away from the run, but also the run was not working well enough for them to keep the ball marching down the field and scoring. And I cannot blame at all this game's losses on the refs because there was, if anything, all right, the calls were, especially in the first half, the calls were going the against Miami. So yeah, so you cannot say, oh yeah, the refs caused this loss because they did not. And not even in the second half did the refs call it. There was, I mean, there may have been one play where it was like a holding call and they didn't announce their name, okay, of the player. But that was it, and that was not a play that caused them to lose the game. And I don't even think it was a bad play. So I'm not blaming this one at all or giving any credit to bad refereeing calling because it was not. That did not cause the Lions to lose. Lack of adjustment. What did you think about what Herman Moore said? I thought about. I thought it was he was right on. You know, this guy wants to win, and and this guy wants to. He says, you know, he knows football a lot better on what goes on the field, what goes on the field than what we would. So I thought, as far as what he said, that you got to get the players that will step up, that will play up and over their ability, because that's the way you change. I mean, you cannot always wait to get the perfect players. You know, I mean, sometimes you have your few good players need to elevate the team that you got now too. That's what I think. And okay, let me see here. Someone said that Herman Moore said the Lions team should just pack it in. I did not hear that, but I did not hear the whole thing. Okay. Uh, I was not at home, so I could only watch part of the show. So, in all fairness, if he said that, that was one part that I missed. I will need to relook at that at a later date and see, because if that's what he said, uh, he's then it's going to like a whole new rebuild, and I'm sorry, I cannot buy into a whole new rebuild because um, you do got playmakers on that team already. You got St. Brown, you got you got um, DeAndre Swift, you got Jamal Williams, you got Panay Sue, Hutchinson needs to step up. Um, Rodrigo, he had his first sack. He showed something. Okuda, I mean, you got those people. Of course, they can only do so much, but do they need to pack it? Do I think that we need to draft a quarterback? I mean, one of the things that I did hear when I was listening to Herman Moore, that they do need to draft a. If it was him, he would draft number one, draft a quarterback. Um, but um, draft the quarterback, then go all defense after that. Where did I watch the game? I watched the game at my house in my room. So that's where I watched the game. Uh, yeah, I wish I would have watched the game there. It would have been great. Yeah. Uh, but I do think, and I don't want to be a 1 week for golf, 1 week against golf, 1 week for golf, 1 week against golf. Uh, Golf has always been a issue as far as is he going to be? Is he the man? Is he going to be the man that can get the job done? Now, if the Lions would have had a defensive game, more of a stronger defense, there's been games that that golf could have led us to victory, barring the last couple games. All right. So is golf the man? Is golf the future? Now, one of the things that I cannot stand, okay, you know, to me the jury is still out on Jared Goff. That's that's the way I feel. He has not done enough to really be to for me to say he's that guy. All right, but I also got to remember that he's he's uh he's dealing with not a complete team yet. So, but all right, I'm going to enjoy the show. If you enjoy the content, please hit the like button. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Subscribe, share, help the algorithm. Tim's Maniac Sports, much appreciate. Yeah, I do much appreciate it. I do. All right. Yeah, I would appreciate it. And also like and share if you're watching this on Facebook. I mean, both of them, I do appreciate it. Also on Twitter. Facebook user, we need a QB. I cannot argue with you there. I cannot, like I say, for me, the jury is still out. I really am not sold on golf. All right. But I cannot say, if we had a better team, I do think that we would have more wins. All right. Facebook user again. Goff hasn't done anything. Uh, he, the Lions have poured or has scored a lot of points in some of the games, and I think, has he been? He's been a manageable quarterback, and there's been some teams or some games that we would have won if we would have had a better defense. I think so. I can't blame that on Goff. Is he a Matthew Stafford? No. Do I trust him to go ahead and bring back the Lions in the late uh, half of the game, like I would Matthew Stafford, classic Matthew Stafford? No, I don't. So I mean I can see your point. All right, definitely can, but I also can see where I mean it's just not all on golf. Now the two previous games before this one, yeah, you can say that was golf. Yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you guys that are giving comments, that are watching the stream. Yeah, please make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and also, yeah, it does help the algorithm. Tell your friends about this show. Um, I'm also looking for guests who would really like to be on here. We can set up times um, for you to be on here at some time. Sounds like you are in a vet. Yes. All right. I'm in a vent. I mean, I'm venting because hey, this is something, you know, yeah, and I don't care what anybody says. This is year two of the rebuild. Some people are saying, "Oh yeah, this is only year one." Hell with that crap. I mean, Brad Holmes was there to draft Panay Sewell. So he did have one draft class before this one. So this is his second draft class. All right. But yeah, they've been cash strapped. Okay. They I'm gonna go back to this one here because I think Lions need Jamison Williams a month back. Yep. It's silly that they have moved up to draft. Yeah, it is. It is. And like last year, if it wouldn't have been for them talking Brad Holmes out of it, Brad Holmes would have moved up to get Panay Sue instead of waiting. So heck, that is true. And would we have we could have used somebody more on defense because hey, let's just face it, for these 7 games, he has not helped us at all because he's been injured. And we were told a couple lines at first where hey, he would be here at the start of the season. Then once he got into camp, no, it's not going to be until at least week 4, week 5, or week. Now it's here we have week 7, or 6 or whatever it is, and he's still not here. He's still not ready. You know, maybe we can get a first round pick. Maybe we can get a first round pick draft. Do you mean quarterback? Uh, One thing, our draft pick from the LA Rams ought to be a lot better this year because LA Rams ain't really doing crap this year if you look at it. So that means so we could probably pick it up. All right, okay. I got a request for this. So okay, yeah, I do feel better. I do feel better, but hey, Lions just need to figure it out. They need to figure out because you can't, you know, if you want to get people to come here, you got to start winning games. And I know that's kind of like a conundrum because, you know, in order to win games, you got to, get some people to want to come here. Attitude is not going to be, with how much, you know, we also got to look at, did Hard Knocks help us or hurt us? Okay. Because it did bring focus to this team. All right. So, in some ways, I think in some ways it might have even hurt us more than it helped us because it brought our expectations higher to think that would help us to change. Uh, one game, winning only one game so far, that's unacceptable. There's only one other team that has one win, and I think that's the Texans. So, which, and I mean, one win. Are the Lions players the worst team in the NFL? I don't think they are the worst team. I mean, I don't think they're the best team, but I don't think they are the worst team. And I do think they are a better team than what they were last year. I know Kurt had a little argument with me, or not a little, he disagreed with me saying that he said maybe they're a little bit better, on Free for All Friday. But I they are a approved team. All right, now I can't help it that part of their damn players are in injury reserve. You know, I think they are a better team overall than what they were last year. But right now, the wins or the team wins are not showing it. That Free for All Friday got heated. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. And I don't know where Kurt just went ahead and uh, got all of a sudden he's 100% for not, you know, I mean, I know he's always been kind of like, yeah, this is not the year and stuff like that. But yeah, it did get heated, and now I mean, there's definitely a couple games that Dan Campbell did lose us. All right, definitely. All right, did he lose us all year long? No. Do I think that this should be a revolving door as far as for coaches? No, but I do think that Dan does need to do a better job, even though he's learning, even though this team is not the best team. But I do think that some of the and I do, and I got to give him credit for the last couple weeks because I do think that some of his decisions he made was smarter. Now I did agree with them going for it that one time where they went for it on fourth down. I didn't agree with going as deep as they did when you only had a couple yards to get. I mean, to me, that was kind of stupid because you should have played the percentages. That's what I feel. You know, uh, maybe they should have ran the ball, or thrown a much, not as deep pass. Made it something that made it a uh, more reasonable catch than what we had. Campbell's play calling cost the Vikings game. Yes, that's for sure. Glenn cost the Seahawks game. That's for sure. Turnovers cost the Dallas game. Hell yeah. Yep. Not making adjustments at halftime cost the Lions versus the Fins. Exactly. Exactly. So yeah. Actually, so we gotta blame this game on the coaching staff too, especially at the second half. Good point. I appreciate you pointing that out. Yeah. Tim, do you have to know your place on Free for All Friday? You know what? I need to go ahead and start taking my place and pushing myself more. God damn it. I am co founder of Detroit Lions on Pro, and I should be able to say exactly what I feel. Excuse the language, but no, I do not have to know my place on Free for All Friday. I'm the maniac, and I am also co founder. So, all right. Okay. Uh, Facebook user, if you let StreamYard do it, I think they would actually put your notification, your name on it, but I think you got to allow StreamYard to do that. But I do thank you, Facebook user, whoever you are, for all your comments. I definitely do really want to. I do want to see the. I think the Lions need to draft a quarterback. One of the reasons is we don't, jury's still out on Goff. I mean, that's one thing I said. I do think that you need to develop that quarterback. So even if he's not ready to play this year, you need to be building a quarterback that will be ready to take over when Goff is no longer with his team. Because I know he got one more year on his contract, and who knows where he will go after next year. Because, I mean, the Lions do have him under contract throughout next year. Also, number two, you do need somebody that's going to be on the team. I mean, with the way concussion protocol is, what happens if Goff gets knocked on his ass, all right, and he's in a concussion, and he's not able to play for a couple years because, or not a couple years, couple games, or even one game, because our backup quarterback is not. I don't think Suckfield or whatever his name is. I don't think that he would be able to step in and give us a 1/10 of the chance that Goff gives you. So next year, I think they will have to address it. And if Goff does get hurt this year, yeah, I think they got to look on the, look on the outside of even our practice squad because Tim Boyle is not, like I said, Suckfield and are not. Boyle is not the answer. The only thing is, at what point in time do you uh do you actually start looking at the draft other than you know other than this, you know uh do you start wondering if it's better to get a higher draft pick than to win games? Next week we do got the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers are a beatable team this year. Do I think the Lions are better than the Green Bay Packers? I cannot say that. They have not proven that to me. Green Bay, it's going to be a fight. Green Bay is not a team that goes ahead and lays down. So, Green Bay has lost um, 4 games straight. So they are a beatable team. This is a beatable team where people thought at one point um, Green Bay was going to be, you know, probably going to the Super Bowl this year, but right now it's not looking like that. All right. Tim's Maniac Sports Raw Sexual is intoxicating. Rise up. Pause. That like button. Beloved. Hit that like button. Let's just hit it. Let's just smash those likes. Yeah. Tell your friends about it. Post comments. We really, at Tim's Maniac Sports, really appreciate your comments. And of course, comment. What brings out the maniac in you? Who's your team? What's your team? And hey, if you guys think, who would you get? Who would you bring? And who would you bring in before the deadline? Now, one of the things in trading, all right, uh, value for value. And that was one of the things that when I was listening to Herman Moore, that he didn't think the Lions had, had people that you would want to get rid of that had the value that you could get out of a trade. So in other words, we would need to trade some of eh, we would need to, because of the players that we got on the team, you know, uh, we would need to get rid of some of the players that are already on our team that we want to keep, or we would need to go ahead and trade some of our drop kept away in order to get it. Right now, I think that as far as our draft capital, though, especially with the 1 and 2 picks that we got right now, or with the picks in the 2 picks we got in the first round, don't trade those away. That would be dumb as hell, to trade that away. So I think as far as looking for long term, all right, long term, I don't think we should trade because I don't want to see them trade Hawkinson. I don't want to see them trade DeAndre Swift. Golf, I don't really think you could get much for because, I mean, people people know. There was a reason we got 2 first-round picks when we traded Stafford away for Golf. I'm just saying it wasn't on it. If it would have been a even up trade for the quarterback, you know, uh, no, yeah, uh, then you could have argued, yeah, well, Golf was just as good as Stafford. No, he wasn't. All right, so okay, yeah, our Lions November schedule: Packers, Bears. Now, see right there, those are 2 winnable games, but they're also 2 losable games. Now, good teams would go ahead and say, "Hey, Packers are struggling. They lost the last 4 games. We should be able, we got them at home. If we game plan right, we should be able to beat them. We beat them last year at home. Yes, we did. Aaron Rodgers did not play the full game. But yet, last year the Packers were better than what they are this year. This year, the Packers have taken, from what we have seen, I got to say at least 3 steps back from what they were last year. But are the Lions good enough to do it? Can I say with all honesty they are? No, I can't. And see, good teams will go ahead and go ahead and be able to say that we're the better team. Now I'll tell you what, if they play like they did the first part of the season, if they get their offense going like they did then, they can beat the Packers. And now there's another story, because that one is going to be at Chicago. Cold weather. Who knows what? I mean, who knows what it's going to be? They don't play as well on turf or on grass, so that will be in Soldier Field. You have the factor of the wind, definitely. Um, so those, so the Bears. I mean, that could go either way, but it's going to be I see it as being a hard win for the Lions to beat the Bears. And I look at both those games. Now I look at the Giants. I might have a couple. I might have a different opinion after the two games before the Giants, depending on how the Lions do, depending on if Williams can actually be back by that Giants game. But right now, I cannot say Lions are playing well enough to beat the Giants, and I definitely cannot say the Lions are playing well enough to beat the Bears. I mean, not Bears, the Bills on Thanksgiving. But at some time, it depends on a lot of things. It depends on the rise, the team rising up and playing well. It depends on injuries. It depends on the team just going ahead and going all out and playing up to their ability and better than their ability. Yeah, because but I mean, both the Packers and the Bears games, they should be winnable games. Okay, moving on from that. But the Bills are going to be a hard one, and the Giants are still going to be a hard one. Because the Giants have been at the point where where they're on the other side of actually winning. You know, they're in that turning point where the Lions want to be, where they're winning rather than losing those close games. So that's where and the Bills, they're just riding on. I mean, they're at the top of their division right now. I think they only lost. They only lost one game. So who knows? We still gotta see, and uh, we'll see what comes out, how they do. But once again, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. Uh, make sure you tell your friends. And both on YouTube and both on YouTube. Also, I'm on Twitch. Twitch is Maniac Sports. YouTube is Tim's Maniac Sports. You also have Maniac Sports Facebook group. I also have Tim's Maniac Sports Room Facebook group, but I don't really broadcast on that. Tim, does 500 look reachable for the Lions? I don't. Not the way they're playing. Not the way they're playing. If they go ahead and I mean, it's sad to say, you know, because I don't see it. I really got to be honest. I mean, and everybody that knows me, the start of the season, and even before the start of the season, I expected the Lions to win 10 games this year, 10 game plus. And now we're talking, can they even get to 500? And I really don't think, I mean, it's attainable, but is it probable? Right now, the way they're playing, no. Because they have already lost to a lot of teams they should have won. Now you do got Minnesota at home. Uh, I think they were playing better last time when they played against Minnesota and they lost. It should be, and if the Lions can go back to playing that at the way they were when they beat the Commanders, when they, when they actually, if that defense can get hot, and that's or not defense. Okay, if that offense can get hot, if the coaching staff can go ahead and get out of their own way, if you quit having the mistakes where you shoot yourself in the foot, turnovers. If you if you make the adjustments during halftime, smart adjustments, play 60 minutes, yeah, 500 is attainable, is reachable. But they would need to have one hell of a winning streak, and without it, without even games right now, I'd be all right with even 8 wins, nine losses at the end of the season. But the way I'm looking, it's going to be hard to get 5. It's just because of the way they're playing. If they turn some things around, if they get out of their way, if Jameson Williams ever plays the damn game and actually, is healthy, I mean, this is kind of like when they drafted way back when they drafted Charles Rogers and he got hurt the first game, player of the game, I think like 2 years in a row, and ended up, he never really helped the Lions. So, it's just a real wonder, I mean, I definitely want to see him get 500, but I just don't see it now. All right. Beat the Packers, beat the Bears these 2 games, and I'll be a lot more optimistic about it. Oh, so how's everybody doing today? I hope the Lions fans are. I hope this is the last week we're on a losing streak. Hopefully they can go ahead. And right now I'm taking that hopeism to the next level. One thing about Green Bay is that's different than the Lions is, yeah, they lost today, but they did start coming back in the second half. I mean, yeah, it wasn't the game was never really a question on who actually would win, but Yeah, but I am actually running out of a lot to say today. I did want to make a note. I did want to say something. This is offlines. Okay. The despicable actions by the individual players of the Michigan State Spartans to go ahead and gang up on one individual has no place in football, college or professional. Maniac Tim and Maniac Sports will not condone anything that's saying. Now, I don't hold the university responsible because of players that did that need to be held responsible. I know they've been suspended. 4 players have been suspended by Michigan State, and rightfully so. Action needed to be taken. Unfortunately, in this country, we have seen, not only in sports, where people will gang up against one person, another. I may be a maniac, but I like to do that in having fun. So, in no way do I condone Michigan State's action. And that is not just because I am a Michigan fan. If this would have been Michigan that did that too, I would be condemning what they did too. And like I say, it's not the school, it is the individual players that ganged up on that poor guy. All right. Baba boo. Okay, yeah. All right. If you break a window or put a hole in a wall, please show it live. Oh, yeah, yeah. Man, windows cost money, especially nowadays. They ain't like it used to be. Oh, yeah. Um, but I do want to thank you guys. Uh, I'm going to try to do more streams this week than what I did last week. Just remember, you know, you guys all post what brings out the maniac in you. Uh, this is Tim's Maniac Sports. Thank you guys. Thank you, Grandizer12. Thank you, Facebook user, for your comments. And I think that was Tyler Black. I see you are, or Taylor, yeah, Tyler Lee Black. Thank you um, for your comments. And yeah, I know, you were just kidding. Yeah, hey, we gotta have fun. And like okay, I was on the Lions Nation Unite app game day today, and I went ahead and I was just being a smart ass basically at the end of the game. At the end of the game when they lost, I went ahead and said fire them all. And I didn't really mean it, but I wanted to rant. I wanted to rant. And it was all in fun and games and stuff like that. I do not think that Dan Campbell should be fired right now. Now I'll tell you what, if mid if next season we don't see improvement, then you got to start talking about it. You know, and if we see some of the stupid moves that we have seen, where he's costing us games, then you got to look at it too. I mean, more of those stupid moves. If he's not going ahead and getting better, because like everybody, he needs to be held accountable for the losses. When he fails. Rant proud. Rant pound the table. Okay, just for you. Yeah. But so I am gonna say good night. You guys, I will try. I'll try to be on tomorrow. It'll probably be after work. I can't be on too late tomorrow after work though because I do got a appointment early in the morning on Tuesday, like at 7:30 in the morning. So I do gotta get some sleep tomorrow for sure. Um, but thank you guys for listening. Hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel. Uh, One Pride. Yep. And Grand Riser 12. Have a great night. I appreciate it. Bring out the maniac in you always. I always enjoy having you on my stream, on my lives. And one more time. I could have done it louder, but hey, it is late at night. All right. Take care. And hopefully we have a winning. Hopefully we can talk about a win next week. And what better way to go ahead and break a losing streak if it's against the Green Bay Packers, Detroit Lions arch rivals. All right, goodbye.